In 1989, in the movie Field of Dreams, a quote has been made popular. Originally, it was, "If you build it, he will come," but now it's most often quoted as, "If you build it, they will come." Is that true? Hi, this is Barry Phillips with 10-Minute Tour, day 5 of Yetzi, and he left. Let's go to Bereshit, Genesis chapter number 30. And it says in verse number 22, "And Elohim remembered Rachel, and Elohim listened to her and opened her womb. And she conceived and bore a son and said, Elohim has taken away my reproach. So she called his name Joseph and said, Yahweh has added to me another son. And it came to be when Rachel had borne Joseph, Yaakov said to Laban, Send me on my way to go to my own place and to my land." When you read the family history and storyline of Yaakov and his 4 wives, the sons that they bore him, it would seem that they were in competition with one another as to who would bear the greater portion of his family. Rabbinical minds say that they were all prophetically aware that Yaakov would have 12 sons, and that they were competing for the majority of those sons, thinking then that that would establish for them the role of primary bride. And so we have then among these 4 women, Rachel, his primary bride, Leah, a secondary bride of sorts, and then 2 concubines. Between Rachel and Leah, then there was this fierce competition for not only the primary bride status, but for the love and affection of Yaakov, their husband. Leah keeps thinking over and again, because she is bearing sons, that she's winning him over and that he must love me because of my fruitfulness and my childbearing. It says earlier in the chapter that when Rachel had bore no children, that is, she had proven to be barren, that she envied her sister and said to Yaakov, Give me children or else I'm going to die. He gets angry with her. Who am I to determine whether you bear a child or not? It's Yah that has withheld you from bearing, not me. And so she conceives the idea, perhaps from Sarah's example, of giving her handmaid, Bilhah, to him, and Bilhah has 2 children, Dan and Naphtali. Well, Leah sees that she's ceased bearing, and she gives Zilpah, her handmaid, to him, and she bears 2 sons, Gad and Asher. Then Leah starts having children again, and she has Issachar and Zebulun. Poor Rachel. She's looking around and everybody's having children but her. From this movie, If You Build It, They Will Come, it is based on the idea of the law of attraction. And that is that if something is eye-catching enough, if it's intriguing enough, if it has an excitement factor enough, the crowds will come. By crowds coming, then it means success, it means revenue, it means acceptance, importance. All of these things are desired by those who seek to establish a body, a Messiah, a congregation, an assembly. The problem with that is most Hebraic roots congregations are 50 or less, most much less. There are exceptions to that. Some are somewhat larger, but they are few and far between. So in a town, say Gloucester, where Laura and I minister, it's hard for us to conceive the idea of competing favorably with a large church congregation that has facilities, they have programs, they have a large available number of workers and skilled ministries, they have children's ministries, they have music ministries, they have discipleship groups, and they have a lot of hands that are willing to get involved and do all of these things. A small congregation, House of David, is generally in the 50 or less category. You end up seeing a few people do a lot. And we don't have the facilities to offer a lot of variety of programs. So the mindset in churchdom is, if we build the facility, if we have the building, and if we have the capability of refined musical presentations and encouraging lighting and effects and so on, people will come. But the question has to be asked, why are they coming? What's really going on? Men and mankind, we're fickle. We are easily entertained. We are captivated. But then what? I'm reminded of a youth camp experience many years ago. I was helping to administrate a teen camp, and we decided that we would bring in a hot air balloon, and everybody had a chance to go up in the hot air balloon tethered to the ground and go up a certain height and see the surrounding area and then come back down. And as you unload one, you load another to keep the weight balanced, and everybody then went to breakfast. It was a great success. All the kids loved it. The next year we decided, let's try that again. We had a great success with that. Only half the camp or less even showed up to go in the ride. Been there, done that. What else you got? After a while, when you go to the beautiful building, you see the slick presentations, you hear the polished messages, you go through the programs. If it's not fruit-bearing, if it's not life-giving, then comes the mindset of, done that, what else you got? If you don't have anything else, then folks will just basically walk out and go find something else. So what I'm saying to you, as pretty as Rachel was, as lovely a form as she was, at some point she was saying, I have no fruitful life here. But it says, Yah remembered her, and that he listened to her. And then he opened her womb. While we can't compete, at least not favorably with those that have the larger abilities, what we can do is cry out to the Most High and say, give us sons and daughters in the Spirit. Grant to us the ability to fill this house and to fill this home with our children. Yah will remember us. While he's looking at the grand successes of all of the bigger things going on, he will remember us. And he will listen to us. In listening to us, may he answer us and grant to us an opening of our spiritual wombs. And may the result of that be Joseph's, those of the house of Joseph, the house of Ephraim, those who have a destiny to return to the land and to be a part of the kingdom, and those who are destined to be rejoined with our brother Yehuda and to become one people again. May it be that Yah restore to us life, life-giving, fruit and fruit-bearing. May he fill our homes. May he fill our beings. May he fill our families with children, with new lives, with fresh life and new vigor. Thank you, Father, for listening to us. Shabbat Shalom to all of you. May the presence of the King grace your home, your being, your gatherings. May the word leap off of the page and fill you with insight and understanding. May Yah open up the ability of your spirit to receive and to understand what it is He's saying to us in this day. We love you all. Appreciate your support and your prayers. Until next week, Shabbat Shalom.